Feline Rescue fosters.
I am Dr. Nellie Hange. I am the veterinary medical director at Feline Rescue.
So as a foster, I feel my role is really to get to know the kitty, get to know their unique personality, any type of special needs that they would have. So the way that I learned the story about Sondaye and these daye kittens, it was very mysterious circumstances. The person who found the box did seem to see a person maybe kind of off in the distance. Perhaps this person, wants to just make sure that the cats do get taken in.
So we suspect that Sondaye probably came from some sort of breeding situation. It was just clear that he hadn't had a normal cat life up to that point.
So the kitties were named after the days of the week. So Sondaye, and there was a Monday, there was a Tuesday, a Friday, and a Wednesday.
The kittens were treated with several medications. For their upper respiratory infections, they were treated with doxycycline, which is an antibiotic. They also needed several types of eye drops and ointments during the course of their treatment. They had coccidia, which is an intestinal parasite, and they required Albon, which is also called sulfadimethoxine. They required a second course of doxycycline for their upper respiratory infections. Because of the intestinal parasite, they had bacterial imbalance in their intestinal tracts and needed amoxicillin for that treatment.
So those kittens were sickly for a very long time. It had to have been at least 2 months. And when I say sickly, at one point we were outside of working hours, so I did have to take Monday and Friday to the after-hour emergency vet. So Dr. Nellie, when I got these kittens, I have to admit I was feeling a little overwhelmed. I had to immediately make myself a calendar. Tuesday in particular, he had to have eye drops every 2 hours at some point. And then there was also eye gels. They all did heal very well. But it was a really long caregiving period before those babies started healing. And then the other thing was they weren't gaining weight. We just could not get them to gain weight.
So a big part of the reason the kittens weren't gaining weight was the coccidia, which is the intestinal parasite we diagnosed them with when they came in to see us for an exam. We treated them with the Albon medication, and I remember distinctly that Stephanie emailed me and said they were thriving. It was excellent to hear that, and their weights came right up after we got that treated. Sondaye, the adult gentleman in the group, had diarrhea and continued to have diarrhea from mid-August until mid-October. So in order to finally get a diagnosis for Sondaye, we collected a fecal sample via saline flush. Trichomonas is a parasite that is contagious from cat to cat. And so once we knew what was going on with him, having him in the shelter was concerning because of all the other cats and wanting to protect them from getting this parasite as well.
So with Sondaye, it was a slightly different story. Once the kittens had all been placed, I did pick up Sondaye to take him into foster. And I had heard all about the diarrhea, so I had prepped. I had gone to Menards to get a tarp because, my office is carpeted. When he came home with me, I was anxiously like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go in. There's just going to be stuff everywhere. And he was in his, there was solid stools in his litter box. So I grew up with a kitty in my life. I was around 8 when I got my first cat.
Growing up, I was always interested in science. I moved out and got my own apartment, and I got a cat right away.
So I have quite a fur and feather family of my own. I have one dog and 3 kitties and 3 backyard hens.
I have one senior cat at home. Her name is Sadie Sue, and she's 17 years old.
So I think my favorite part about being a foster is when the babies find their forever homes. Tuesday, he was adopted by a wonderful woman named Jenny. Emily and Elijah, they were the darling couple that adopted Wednesday. Friday and Monday went together, and they went to Dr. Wren, Carrie and Lee, a really cute couple, and then they actually brought their son Rob to the visit. Rob had a lot of familiarity with Sonday's particular breed, and so when they all came up to my office, and of course Sondaye wouldn't come out, so Rob physically laid down on his stomach, and he started with kind of the classic, the slow blinking. He extended a hand. By the time I came back, Sondaye he had his head out. He was getting, he liked his little cheek rubs. I really think the family who adopted him and Rob's expertise just changed this cat's life. There truly is a human for every cat and a cat for every human. So Dr. Nellie, I feel like we sort of solved the Stranger Things mystery of Sondaye and the daye kittens. And I really have to continue to give a shout out to Rob, who I felt like Sondaye may have, in the Stranger Things world, have fallen into the upside down. From the vet team, all the foster caregivers, the rescue caregivers, shelter workers, our amazing photographer, Tony, intake coordinators, adoption specialists. I mean, it definitely takes a village when you have a special mystery like this, but I do feel like we got our happy ending.